Because at that time, Trump said, I can't believe they have a show called Blackish.
Right, that's right.
How would they feel if we had a show like that? I was like, yeah, it's called Friends.
Jimmy Kimmel's guest Anthony Anderson just dropped a bombshell about personally confronting Trump at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. This isn't just celebrity gossip. It's a first-hand account of Trump's pattern of deception years before he took office. Anderson's story reveals character patterns that define Trump's presidency.
And then I specifically asked him if he was going to be running for president. And at that time, he said, no, I'm not, Anthony.
Wow.
And he did.
Oh, wow. So
And he did.
he did. He lied to you. It's very unlike him.
This is massive. Trump was already planning his 2016 run by 2015, but flat out lied to Anderson's face. Remember, Trump had been testing presidential waters since 2011 with his birther nonsense. This shows his calculated deception. He knew exactly what he was doing while pretending otherwise to everyone around him.
So as he was walking by, I called him over to the table and introduced him to my partner, Kenya Barris, and was like, yo, Kenya, Trump, this is my partner, Kenya. And, we quizzed him about, what he said. And then I specifically asked him if he was going to be running for president. And at that time, he said no.
Anderson showed real courage here. Kenya Barris created Blackish specifically to challenge racial stereotypes, and Trump's complaint about the show's name revealed his racism early. Most celebrities would have stayed silent, but Anderson directly confronted him. This was 2 years before Trump's presidency. The warning signs were already flashing red.
When I was younger, when we were just in high school, she would always tell me, she said, Anthony, you're going to have a calling. Then I was, what calling is that? And it went beyond acting. And she said, you know what? She said, you're going to go on to have your own talk show one day, and you're going to minister to the people, and you're going to be a minister.
The numerologist's prediction about Anderson becoming a minister and talk show host came true decades later. This shows someone who pays attention to patterns and truth, exactly the kind of person whose testimony about Trump's lying carries weight. Anderson recognizes meaningful patterns when he sees them.
And lo and behold, I don't have my own talk show, but I host your talk show.
We share
every
a talk
summer.
show.
We
Yes.
share a talk
Yes.
show, and I'm an ordained minister now.
As an ordained minister, Anderson has committed his life to truth and honesty. When someone with that level of spiritual accountability calls out Trump's lies, it carries serious weight. His credibility here is unimpeachable. Ministers don't casually accuse people of deception without being certain.
I mean, what better person than me, a heathen, to talk to the people?
Anderson's humility about being a heathen actually strengthens his credibility. He admits his flaws openly, which is the opposite of Trump's pattern. Throughout his presidency, Trump claimed to be perfect while lying constantly. This contrast in character couldn't be more stark or revealing.
I'll streak at Dodger Stadium.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do. That's what they're going to see.
Okay.
I'm going to streak Dodger Stadium.
There you go.
Here's someone who actually keeps his promises. Anderson made a public commitment and he's following through, even though it's embarrassing. Compare this to Trump's entire presidency. Thousands of broken promises, from healthcare plans to infrastructure weeks. The difference in integrity is stunning.
The Dodgers are holding my new World Series championship ring hostage until I streak in the stadium.
You are.
This is last year's ring that I gave them.
Yeah.
I gave them this year's ring, and I was waiting for mine. And they were like, no, Anthony, you made a promise.
The Dodgers are enforcing accountability, something Trump never faced as president. They're holding Anderson to his word because promises matter. Trump faced zero consequences for lying about election results, healthcare plans, or building the wall. This is how accountability should work in a functioning society.
The week of August 10th, when I am hosting this show.
Oh,
myself.
all right, great.
That is how I promise everybody that's out there watching right now, I promise you, the first night I host this show on August 10th, you will see me run butt naked.
Anderson gives a specific date and detailed commitment. Compare this to Trump's endless vague promises. Beautiful health care in 2 weeks that never came. When someone puts themselves on the line publicly with specifics, it shows they understand the weight of their words. Character in action.
So I got my mother's credit card one day, and I ordered a baby grand piano from Colton. It was a piano store here called Colton Piano Store, and I called Colton up, and I thought it was going to be a surprise, and my mom wasn't going to be home when they delivered the piano. She was just going to walk in. I was going to be, hi, surprise. Well, she happened to be home when they delivered the piano, and it ruined my surprise.
This childhood story reveals everything about Anderson's character. He admits mistakes, faces consequences, and learns from them. Throughout his presidency, Trump never admitted fault for anything, from COVID deaths to January 6th. This difference in accountability shapes everything about how they approach public promises.
And then she tied me butt naked to the avocado tree and whipped me with the fan belt off an 84 Ford Courier
Oh my
truck.
God!
Anderson learned consequences early, and it shaped his integrity. Trump grew up wealthy with no real accountability, getting bailed out by his father repeatedly. That childhood difference explains everything: why Anderson keeps promises and why Trump treats them as disposable suggestions.
Well, that's when I got interested and realized I didn't have a problem being naked in public.
Anderson turned a traumatic experience into resilience and self-awareness. This is the opposite of Trump's victim mentality, blaming everyone else for his failures while never learning or growing. Anderson's ability to find strength in difficult experiences shows genuine character development.
Well, you know, Cedric and I started a barbecue lifestyle company a few years ago. We created.
You're living the barbecue lifestyle.
Yeah, I am. We created a reality show called The Kings of Barbecue.
Yep.
We developed seasonings and sauces that are in Walmart and Kroger and Lowe's and Rouse and H-E-B's.
Wow, all those places.
Yeah,
Wow.
and then we opened up a restaurant in the Westfield Century City Mall called AC Barbecue. And the next thing was to, make this cookbook. And it chronicles the story of barbecue and community and what it's really about.
Anderson builds actual successful businesses that create jobs and products in real stores. Trump's business record shows constant failures, bankruptcies, and fraud lawsuits. The Trump Organization was just convicted of tax fraud. Anderson delivers real value while Trump sells empty promises and branded merchandise.